Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of In the Cup. And we had a weekend, guys. The 90th edition of the Masters is now complete. We have a new winner, a repeat winner, and we're going to talk all about it. I was literally stressed since Thursday. It was a lot to take in. Then we were texting the whole weekend, all of the
Yeah.
happenings from merch to Jason Kelsey
Oh
to
my God.
all of the drama
Yeah.
on Sunday. But congratulations to Rory McIlroy for winning back-to-back Masters.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't predict that we said that Rory was not going to
No.
win back-to-back. But in fairness, he's only the fourth person in
Yeah.
history to ever do it. Last was Tiger Woods. It's been 25 years, 24 years. So in all fairness, I don't know how many people actually thought that Rory could pull it off. But if anyone could pull it off, it was Rory.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned fourth person to do so behind Jack Nicklaus, Sir Nick Faldo, and again, Tiger Woods. And it's his sixth major win. He's, I think, one back for European golfers. He's one back for most major wins. So he still has some history to chase,
He
but I
does.
think he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I don't know, I feel like after Friday, it was like, okay, Rory's got this. Like, he was so far ahead, but it was also just such a good weekend of golf.
Agree.
Like, there were, a number of hole-in-ones, which is wild. Just the crazy shots that people were taking, where the ball was landing. Like, there were shots that landed in a merch bag, that landed on
Xander's.
a chair, that like it was just a really, really good weekend of golf. But I feel like it always usually is at the Masters, but I feel like this one was just more special. So just very, very excited for Rory. And
the leaderboard was stacked all weekend. If you looked at the top 10, like more than half of the people in the top 10 were previous major winners or top golfers in the world, which not surprising, right? If you're a top golfer in the world, but when you see all of them in the mix, especially going into the weekend, so tight, like Rory was 6 ahead, but everyone behind him was like all tied in that 7 to 10 range or 7 to 9 range. Yeah. And for spectators, we didn't really know like who could come out, right?
Yep.
Everyone was tight, like on the front 9. People started to drop off when it got to Amen Corner, but
it really was like anyone's game every single day. Like, I really did think at the end it was going to be a shootout between Scotty and Rory.
How amazing would that have been? We haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen Rory and Scotty on a final day yet.
No.
Which would have been crazy, but
yeah,
Scotty was close. He
was.
He had a couple of missed opportunities in that last like 5 holes, but yeah,
But
it was
he
crazy.
on Sunday, he came out swinging. Like, he was hitting rockets. And he was ready to go.
Bogey-free round Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
First time since, I think, 1942
Wow.
that's happened in the Masters. Yeah. So to your point, he was he was guns blazing. He was coming out ready to win with a 2-week-old baby.
Yeah.
But did you see Nike's ad that they released right after?
Yes.
I know. They were like, the greatest golfers in the world don't want a jacket. They want 2.
Yep.
And now Rory has 2.
The marketing between Nike and just the Masters in general is second to none. Like, that should be studied in marketing classes and things like that in college, because it is just insane how they utilize their brand but are just so quick to put things out, and it just hits every single
I wonder how
time.
many versions they have to come out with, because especially like with this, where there's so many people, and if they have a few other, like Scotty wears Nike too.
Yeah.
So like, did they have to have a version for Scotty if he won his 3rd?
Do they just like put that in the archive until, well, we'll save it for next year?
Yeah, all the scenarios, but then they have to look at how the weekend plays out too, because they use footage from the weekend. So it is kind of up to like the very last, like probably couple of hours where they're putting stuff together. So yeah, it's just wild. And Rory said in his speech last year in his or in his speech actually on the green that he hoped to be back in Scotty's position and put the green jacket on himself. Which
Yeah.
obviously, I actually asked you that. I was like, you
Yeah.
and Chad, I was like, if he wins back to back, who puts the jacket on him? And lo and behold, it's the commissioner, not the
Yep.
commissioner, but the Fred Ridley,
Chairman.
the chairman, chairman of Augusta, put it on him. And both of his parents were there.
It was so sweet.
I know. And I know you haven't watched the documentary yet, but
No.
if you see the story, I think we mentioned it last time, how they sacrifice so much. He's their only child, and just to see him living out their dreams. And he said that his parents didn't even want to come. Like, he had to convince them.
Yeah.
Because they were like, since you won last year, we don't want to jinx it. But he convinced them to come out, and he was sitting there with Erica and Poppy and Harry on the green during the ceremony, and Rory got teary when he thanked them. I cried, obviously.
Yes, of course. I cried this morning rewatching it.
Yeah.
Because also Poppy is just the cutest thing. She was just so sweet. And like there's a clip of his speech, and when he was saying like it's her favorite week of the year, and I don't know if it's because of Wednesday or because of the unlimited ice cream, and you can see her just like put her hand on her forehead. I'm like
secondhand embarrassment from Dad.
Like
when he wins the Masters. He said earlier in the week that she's like a mini Erica, but she's like the nicest, most polite kid. And you think that all parents say that about their kids, but there are some kids out there that are just like genuinely nice and polite and, don't get in fights with others, etc.
Yeah.
So maybe Poppy is that kind of kid.
Definitely a testament to their parenting. I mean, Rory was even saying, like, could be controversial, but he would, like, drop her off at school and take his PJ to Augusta to play and then be home in time for dinner.
Yeah, casual, Wednesday.
We don't want to talk about the environmental issues. We're going to leave that at bay. He has a PJ. Use it. It obviously paid off for him doing all that practicing. And he's still present in her life, which is huge.
Yeah. I wonder if they're still, because wasn't there talk that he was going to move back, like to Europe and sell his mansion in Florida? So I wonder if they're still going to do that. $22 million mansion.
It's insane.
Yeah, I saw it posted. It's crazy. Actually, earlier in the week too, I saw somebody was talking about his investments and how much money he had. I forget how much he makes off of golf, which is obviously millions. He won $4.5 million this week, but he represents Whoop. But I think he's a stakeholder in Whoop as well.
Okay.
Like, he gave up the sponsorship money to be an investor in it. So he's making money off of Whoop and who knows how many other companies. Obviously TGL and Tomorrow. But let's take a look at everything that Rory gets for winning the Masters, in addition, again, to the $4.5 million. And the putt that Justin Rose missed to get into second place cost him at least $1 million. It was like $1.25 million between second place and third place. So just think about that. Wild. But yeah, $4.5 million in prize money, lifetime invitation to the Masters. Well, now he has 2.
Yeah.
And we're like, is that like a jail sentence where it's like concurrent or consecutive? But anyways, lifetime invitation to play the Masters, 5-year exemption to all other majors. And I wonder, again, is that stacked on top of... But he's won all the other majors anyway, so it doesn't matter. Green jacket, same green jacket, just retailored if it needs to be. But he said it still fit from last year's access and locker in the Champions locker room. I think they showed he's sharing his locker with Ben Hogan and one other player. But yeah, obviously you get access to the Champions locker room. Apparently there's a Champions driving range too, Champions only driving range as well at Augusta. Obviously the replica trophy, like the little guy.
Yeah. His second.
I've seen Justin Rose's trophy room. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like a whole wall with, like the boxed out cubes for all the I can't imagine what Rory's looks like.
No.
A gold medal and a gold locket. I wonder what you do with said gold locket. But anyways, Champions dinner invitation.
Yeah.
Obviously. We'll see what Rory puts on the menu next year. Poor Justin Rose. But I saw a meme that said they should just invite Justin Rose to the cocktail hour of the Champions dinner from now on because he's been so close so many times. And Justin Rose posted that he's going to keep knocking on the door and
Yeah.
There's no way he doesn't win one at some point
No.
because he is pretty, although he kind of faltered on the back nine
Mhm.
on Sunday, but he plays Augusta pretty consistently
He does.
otherwise. He just had a couple moments where it was like Wild Wild West, but
maybe he'll win next year. We can call it here now, 2027 Masters.
predictions. I'll just lock it in now, Justin Rose. But Friday night after the round, Rory in his press conference, he was playing with one of the amateurs.
Yes.
And he said one of the questions was, what do you hope that the amateur learns from you? And Rory said that you don't always have to play perfect golf, which Augusta showed. Well, we'll get into all of Rory's fumblings this weekend as well, because I think he was in enough pine straw to build a house. But
yes.
honestly, he gets a buco amount of FedEx points. So
Yes.
He's got to be number one in the world now after that. So a lot of things that Rory gets for winning the Masters. And I doubt he's going to play this weekend in Hilton Head. They said Scotty's going to play, but...
Was he? Okay. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like RBC is hard because it's always the week after the Masters, and a lot of people tend to opt out of it.
Skip out on. Yeah. It wasn't always like that, though. That was new. I think it used to be before the Masters, wasn't it?
I think it used to be like the week before, which is also where people used to opt out because they're like,
we don't want to play right
we
before
don't want to
the
play right
Masters.
before.
Yeah. But they made it a signature event, which gave people more incentive to play because of the points.
Right.
So, but I mean, just being a previous winner, the week probably took so much out of him because he was participating in all the, like he was at Anwa and he was doing all these things the whole week leading up to the Masters and taking his private jet to Augusta.
Yep.
So he was despite not playing in tournaments before, he was a busy dude.
He was.
Up. So he's probably going to party with his family, spend time with Poppy, and do all the things. So going into the day by day, Wednesday, par 3, I think everyone's favorite event. You have all the kids running around. There were 4 hole-in-ones, is it holes in one? Holes in one.
Hole-in-ones?
I think it's holes in.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyway, there were 4 of them. So that was exciting to watch. I think that was a record.
I think so.
But I think, well, there's that whole thing of like whoever has won the par 3 has never won the Masters. So I wonder if people really think about that. Like, oh, do I really want to win? I think Aaron Rye won the par 3 contest, but I don't know. I don't know if people really believe in that, if they try not to win. But the ones with kids usually forfeit anyways because they let their significant others or their kids do the tee shot instead. So
yeah, they're just there for fun.
Yeah, spend time with their family.
Yeah, and it's so cute, like, as an avid watcher of the Masters and the par 3, like, it's so cute to be able to see the kids year over year. Like, Frankie Fleetwood, the cutest kid ever.
Yeah.
Like, he
missed the green. It's okay, Frankie.
And
tried his hardest.
And he said, he was like, I tried my hardest. That's all I can do. And
he was
like,
close, though. If there wasn't any water, it would have been a decent tee shot. He was just off the green in the water. But the distance was there that it could have ran if it, but
he's taken after his dad, for sure. We saw kind of saw, but the newest Scheffler.
I mean, we mentioned this last week, but also kudos to Meredith for wearing an all-white jumpsuit.
Yes.
Like 12 days postpartum.
And she looks
that is a risque.
Great. She
looks amazing.
The course.
Yeah.
12 days postpartum post giving birth.
Yeah.
No. Nope. Miss me with that.
Good on you, girl. Yeah.
Props.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say there was also some drama on Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
There were some influencers and just some other famous individuals who were walking the course or caddying or had a microphone. Which, I mean, I thought it was kind of, when I saw Kevin Hart walk out, I was like, what is he doing here?
Kevin Hart.
I love him. And how come we didn't know about this?
Yeah, and he's done a bunch of videos with Bryson. They have things out there. I get it. There's a fine, like, Augusta is the master, no pun intended, the master of all traditions, right? No phones, no running. They have all of these rules. And And I get it. If it wasn't the par 3 contest, I might have felt differently. I don't think it was
100%.
too bad. Jason Kelce didn't get a ton of airtime while he was
Mm-mm.
huffing down pimento cheese sandwiches. And I really only saw Kevin Hart when he was on that 9th hole taking a horrible tee shot, hit in the water. Okay, he's only
Yeah.
been playing for 4 months, but they didn't get that much airtime.
They really didn't.
So I don't think it was too bad. Hopefully they don't take it that much further, because there was
Yeah.
also talk about the merch, right? And people go, obviously it's probably a once in a lifetime. There's not too many times where you're going to go to the Masters multiple
Right.
times unless you have some sort of hookup connection, legacy tickets, whatever.
Right.
So when you go there, like, I'd probably spend thousands of dollars too trying to get merch for people. But there was a lot of people talking about just doing the haul videos. And some of the merch, like the hats with like the azalea and whatever.
Yep.
And I hate those hats. I hate the hats at tournaments that have the big block letters. Hate them.
Egg salad, peach.
Azalea is okay. Yeah, the other ones though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like we've talked about it. We like the traditional. But I don't, for this year, and like I said, hopefully they don't go too much further. But for this year, for the par 3, I think it was okay.
Yeah.
And I do agree though, like, the influencers who just go to get their one golf content a year and they take tickets from people like us.
Yes.
Who actually watch the game and want to go, like, soak it all in. But there's nothing you can really do about that, right?
No.
It's not like you can figure out who's getting tickets, whatever.
No. Well, and it's also, they're probably getting it through brands and things like that too. I mean, like, even Malbon, like, they had a house dedicated to their brand for the weekend. It is a really big promotional weekend. It's just when you're on course at Augusta, it's not, right? So I feel like I saw a lot of memes and reels, and I saw one this morning of this influencer who has been said, she was like, I got voted the worst dressed at Augusta because she showed up in like a Chanel shirt with like all of these big logos. And it's like, when you're going to Augusta and watching the Masters, you're not going to be walking, or you might walk around in designer clothes, but you're not going to have the big Chanel logo on your chest. Like that, you just are screaming, I'm here for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. To that point, a lot of the outfits were pretty tame. There was a lot of neutral colors, a lot of white for some reason. A ton of white. Yeah. And then like the baby pink or like mauve, blues, greens, obviously.
Yeah.
I think the brightest outfit I saw was Brooks's fluorescent green polo that he wore on Saturday, which he's known for wearing, and his shoes, the Nike shoes, had that fluorescent green as well, so that wasn't really surprising. And then Victor Hovland's Jay Lindenberg shirts were like these checker whatever, but they weren't like bright colors, they were muted colors, just overly bad.
Yeah, I was like, is that like a Mimecast type thing, or like, I don't know why, how did we get that pattern?
Yeah, he's worn worse patterns.
Correct.
But yeah, I didn't see even Jason Day besides his visor.
Get rid of
But I know
the
like the
visor.
Malbon, like Birds of Georgia was a huge topic going into the Masters, and I didn't see his practice rounds or his early round outfits, but he was wearing just a light like canary yellow all weekend and nothing crazy. So for the golfers themselves, I think the outfits were pretty tame. And and
like
going back to Nike, I actually liked besides Robert McIntyre with his plaid, but the patterns, like Rory, like he had the patterns on his shirt this year. His Sunday outfit was so much better this year than last year. Scotty had it too, and some of the other Nike golfers. So instead of just like the plain colored polos, Nike had some patterns. So I appreciate
spicing it up a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, that plaid on Robert McIntyre,
and
not good.
No, and that's probably why he shot so bad that day. Like,
he imploded. Like
it was
he had a
not
meltdown.
Yeah.
It was between him and Sergio's on Sunday, which was we'll get to that one later. It was bad. But I think going back to the original point, I think it wasn't too bad. It was pretty
No.
tame. Augusta was keeping people in check all weekend. I mean, they kicked out a former British Open winner for using his phone. So,
Yeah.
like, that shows that no one is an
No.
exception to the rule
Well, and I
at
saw
Augusta.
they were kicking people out for wearing the Meta glasses. Like, people
Well,
would
yeah.
show up with their Ray-Ban Meta
Mhm.
glasses and they would get kicked out for it. And you
Yeah.
know what? Good.
I actually asked my brother about that because the Meta sunglasses are obviously new,
Mhm.
but did they one, I forgot to check their website to see if they actually said explicitly no Meta sunglasses.
Yeah.
But obviously you can get them in. You can probably put them in your purse or whatever, but
Mhm.
it's pretty obvious too because they have the little like lens thing on the side and they're
Mhm.
pretty thick. So I was wondering about those going in if they were going to people would one notice them
Yeah.
and if they would kick people out. So, but
They did.
yeah. But like contrary to like Coachella, because I was watching
Mhm.
that. So I was watching the Justin Bieber set. We could talk about that at another time, but my God. But when you're looking at the audience watching the Justin Bieber set, everyone has their phones up, whatnot.
Yes.
But when you look at the Augusta, like when you're looking at Rory winning and you're looking at the crowd, like everyone's just looking at Rory
Mhm.
and they're celebrating, like they're not looking
They're
at their phones.
present, like, and I feel like that the money shot of the winner, which obviously the
Hmm.
past 2 years has been Rory, like, right after you make that putt and he throws
Yeah.
his arms up, like, seeing the whole crowd behind him screaming and chanting and not seeing a single cell phone out is
Yeah.
just I feel like that's just, like,
Refreshing.
healing for society. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like everyone should have a day or a weekend where you're experiencing something and just not having your phone. Like,
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, I feel like it's just, it does something to you and kind of resets and just makes it that much more special.
Maybe we can try it when we go to the Truist. I don't know if I could do it for a whole day,
Yeah.
but maybe we'll dedicate a couple of phone-free hours for us to
Yeah.
just enjoy and soak in Quail Hollow.
Yes.
Getting into the first 2 days, we had the honorary starters, Tom Watson, Jack, Gary Player, tradition, again, another
Yeah.
tradition, having the honorary starters. But the first 2 days were, I don't want to say uneventful, but Rory clearly had a good lead, especially after day 2. So it wasn't crazy. I think the biggest thing that we were talking about was he was not hitting one fairway.
No.
His driving average on Friday was 36%. Everyone else in the top 10, their driving averages were like mid 70s to mid 80s.
Why?
He didn't hit a fairway the first 8 holes on both days, which is insane. Like good
Yeah.
thing he's a great iron player and his
Yeah.
putting was working because if that wasn't the case, it would have been all bad. But just showing to what we were saying earlier, like you don't have to play perfect golf, but you have to be one of the best in the world to make, like
Yeah.
if I was doing that, like if I was sitting in the pine straw all weekend, like
Like,
I would just quit.
I'd be like, I'm tapping out. Like,
Yeah.
I'll carry whoever's bag. Like, I'll just bring sandwiches to you guys. Like, what do you need?
Yeah.
But like, I gotta
Waters,
go.
ice water. Claire Rogers actually did an interview, I forget who it was with like some coaches, and she asked like what a 15 handicap would play at Augusta. And a 15 handicap is probably playing consistently in the 80s.
Yeah.
And they easily, well, first of all, they laughed. And then second, they said they would easily shoot over 100 because Augusta just makes you have to get creative with shots. And that's where, like we were saying last week, the experience comes into play because when you go out there as a first timer, there's all these different nuances to the course that it's very hard for a first timer to come out there. And I mean, you saw with the amateurs, no amateurs made the cut and they're
Yeah.
shooting at least in the 70s or under. And I think the one that was with Rory, I think ended at 9 over. Amateurs are obviously pretty good, but none
Yeah.
of them making the cut kind of shows that level that you have to be playing when you get to a course like Augusta. So,
I think it was Brooks. Brooks had a interview or some sort of press, and I want to say it was like one of the first couple days. someone from the press asked him, someone who hasn't played, how would you play this? And he was like, have you ever played? And the guy was like, no. He was like, I can tell by your question.
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
you will, until you play, you will have no idea.
Yeah. Well, Brooks was playing with the wrong setting on his driver on day one, so that just shows.
I can't.
And he didn't realize it until the round was over. Yeah, obviously the fairways and the greens are so pure at Augusta because they take care of it, obviously, as they should. But I was just looking at it as like, I can imagine like hitting a wedge shot off of that fairway where the grass is just cut so perfectly. I'd probably hit it into the creek, into the pine straw, but just being able to play on that pure of a golf course. But yeah, you've seen it, like the best players in the world just fumble along the way too. But
yeah, talk about fumble. Bryson, he was not happy. And you know what? Nor should he be, because he played like trash.
Yeah.
Definitely way better than I would have ever played, but still not great.
But obviously he was a favorite coming in after what happened last year and just being a great golfer. There was, when they do the live at the Masters with like Brandel and Paul McGinty and all that after, Brandel hates Liv. He's not shy about his feelings about Liv golf, but they were making some good points, and I think most of the Liv players did not make the cut except for John Rahm, Sergio, but like Bryson didn't make it. Cam Smith, I forgot about Cam Smith. First of all,
correct.
I saw him out there. I was like, oh, forgot you existed. But they made a good point because they were talking about how obviously Liv is for the entertainment. They go for low scores, so when they go to these courses, they prep the course for these players to shoot really low. So they're not challenged on these courses. So they don't play as much. So when they come to a course like Augusta, their mentality probably isn't where it should be. Whether or not that's true, I'm not in the head of Bryson or John or whatever, but I could see the point where if you go out there and you're playing courses that are set up for you to shoot 20 to 25 under.
Yeah.
And then you come into Augusta where there's all of these different things. You're probably not. And when the shots aren't going your way, unless you are like top of your mental game, you're probably freaking out.
Yes.
Like Sergio hitting his driver on a cooler.
That was I have not seen a temper tantrum like that. Like,
yeah. And he got reprimanded for it.
As he should. Bro, you were on the second hole?
Yeah. And already having a meltdown.
Yeah. And now you
were going to win anyways. Yeah, exactly. You can't replace that driver. Now you're screwed. But yeah, so, Tyrrell Hatton made it too. He's a great golfer. I actually don't mind him so much. He's very, very verbal.
Yes.
Very outspoken. But I actually don't mind him too much.
I don't either. Because it's not like he's being rude or he's like, I don't know. Like, yes, okay, fine, he's outspoken. Sure, let him be.
Yeah.
But
and Patrick Reed, our friend. But Patrick plays on the DP, so he has other, courses and things that he's playing other than Liv. There were a few that made the cut, but
I needed Patrick Reed to get off the leaderboard. Stat.
And that he did on Saturday and Sunday.
Good, because Thursday, Friday, I was tired of seeing him.
And he wears red on Sunday because he was inspired like Tiger. And I was like, this was not the Sunday red we wanted to see, people. No. But notable miscuts besides Bryson and Cam Smith, Bubba didn't make it, JJ, Akshay. So there were some pretty big names that didn't make it. But and my favorite thing that happened on Saturday was when Hao Tong Lee talked about how he had stomach issues. And obviously there's a language barrier, and it just sounded so honest. He was like, I was on the toilet many times. He had like food poisoning or something, but he was just like, it was unfiltered. But he played well on Saturday, so clearly he got out of his system. Yeah. He was in the bushes on Sunday, not for using the bathroom, but he hit his ball all up on the side in the trees, and he actually slowed Scotty down a little bit.
He did.
In the beginning of the back nine, which I don't know if that threw him off or not, but Scotty was waiting quite a bit on a couple of holes when Hao Tong was trying to find his ball, but
yeah. It is what it is. That's the game.
Yeah.
But this whole weekend, was loving watching Shane Lowry.
Yes.
Like, Saturday, when he hit that hole-in-one, I got off the couch.
Yeah. I think he's just one of those favorites, and everyone just wants him to do well, and I'm sure Rory, if he didn't win the green jacket himself, would have loved to put that jacket on his best friend.
Yes.
And he was paired with Tommy that day, so
yeah.
Yeah. But Shane,
they were a good
he's
group.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he comes to Quail and we can follow him a little bit.
Yeah. I wouldn't imagine that Quail is one of the favorites on the tour, so I think it's going to be a good lineup for that.
Yeah.
Going into the weekend, Rory obviously had the 6-shot lead. He was paired with Sam Burns the first day. And I love when Sam Burns, he did like a pre-round interview, and he told, I think it was Amanda Balionis actually, that he got protein balls from the Scheffler house from their chef. I was like, that's cute. I mean, Scotty and Sam are really good friends, but I just love little stories like that where it's like, off the course stories.
It's like they're actually friends off the course and like actually have their families hang out or do stuff together. So
yeah. And Sam's wife's pregnant too. She's due in July. And him and Bennett and Bear Burns they were born like 3 weeks apart or something. So besties for life.
Yes. And that'll be the next generation.
Yeah, for sure. Cam, who had a horrible day one, shot like 4 or 5 over, came out of nowhere.
Yep.
And got to the top of the leaderboard. He shot a 65 on Saturday along with Scotty, which got them both in the mix. Cam ended up being in that final pairing on Sunday with Rory. And so Scotty shot that 65, and at the press conference after, a reporter was like, "You shot a 65. What could you have done better or worse?" And Scotty's like, "That's just a dumb question.
Yeah.
Like, I just shot a 65 at Augusta. Like,
Right.
It doesn't, like, what do you want? What else do you want me to do?"
That's still a great score. What do you, like, I wish wish I drove straighter down the fairway. Like, what do you want me to say? But I mean, I feel like reporters sometimes just ask the stupidest questions because they don't know what else to ask. But I did think, like, early Saturday that Scotty was going to hit or have the course record, which is, I think, what did I say, 62? Like, there was a chance for him to hit 61. If, other things didn't happen. But, maybe put it out there. Masters 2027.
For him to, wait, you can't pick, if he hits that, he's going to win. You can't pick Justin Rose and Scotty to shoot a 61.
That'll just be
one
one
of the
course.
other has to do it.
That'll be one round. Sure. One round,
And it'll be Justin and Scotty in the final round, and one of them will win.
Exactly.
As much as I wanted Rory to win, I wouldn't have hated it if Cam Young won.
No. He played.
If Scotty won, if Shane won.
Agreed.
If Justin won.
I feel like the top 5 to 10, I would have been happy with any of them. Obviously, my man Xander, still top 10.
I think he ended at 7 under. I think he ended at.
Yeah, but I feel like everyone who was kind of in that top 10 range, like, I would have been very happy seeing any of them win. Because they all just, I don't know, they're all good guys and they all played really well.
We were talking about it earlier in the press conference after a good question.
Yes.
A reporter asked Rory if he was looking at the leaderboard on Sunday, right? And to us, everyone was 7, 8, 9, 10, kind of breathing down Rory's neck. And I had anxiety. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, blah, blah. And Rory has always said he tries not to look at the leaderboard. He doesn't want to get in his head, similar to what he did in 2011 when he just kept looking at the leaderboard and then he just collapsed that lead.
Yeah.
But obviously now he's older and wiser, but he sets targets for the day. So he said, if I finished at 14 under, 15 under, I knew that I was going to have a really good shot. So that was in his mind. And wow, I don't even know where I was going with the story. I totally just blacked out.
Looking at the leaderboard, and he was...
Yeah, and the reporter asked him if he thought, like, if he got worried or stressed or if he, was worried about all these people creeping up on him. And he said, no, I always knew that I was in it. And I'm like, you did? Because the rest
I
of us
didn't.
Yeah.
We
I was just
worried.
waiting for, every putt from everyone behind him, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, don't get a birdie. Oh my
Yeah.
God, don't get an eagle.
Yeah.
When Justin Rose missed that eagle attempt and then the birdie attempt, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, like, that is some sports psychology for you because, again, like, if this was a few years ago, Rory would have collapsed and that would have gotten in his head. And I really think that, like, Scotty is the best at it of, like, just really being dialed in and,
Not showing his
not
emotions.
showing his emotions, not, really, I don't really think he gets ahead of himself. Like, he knows he knows what he can do when he goes out there and performs. But the sports psychology around it, which maybe we can talk about in the future of just what these athletes have to do and just not only prep their body for, but their mental game for is wild. Like, that's a whole nother thing in itself. And that is growth for Rory. And cheers to you, buddy.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too. Like, for me, playing one good round is tough. Imagine going out there playing some of the toughest courses in the world and having to play four good rounds.
Where the pin moves every day.
Yeah, and you have all these different conditions. Like, on Sunday, it got windy, so the wind became a factor where if I heard firm and fast one more time, they were the greens are firm and fast. I heard it probably 100 times throughout the weekend.
Get it.
Yeah, they're firm and fast. Apparently it was great for the golfers because they were all playing well.
Real well.
And I was thinking about it too. I think me prefer a firm and fast because it's easier to slow down your putt, I think, for me, than to have a slow green and especially if you're trying to hit it uphill and gauge the slow speed versus the fast speed. But anyways, not here nor there. But having to consistently play 4 rounds, it's just you have your caddy, but there's only so much they can do for you. They can't hit the ball for you, obviously. So yeah, golf is a tough sport, man.
It is.
To have your game on par, no pun intended again, but also, like you said, the mental game, to have that dialed in and not think about going into the weekend. Like, they were asking Rory, like, what are you gonna, with the 6-shot lead, what are you gonna do? And he was talking about watching Zootopia 2 with Poppy. It's like, how do you not think about the next day?
Yeah.
And I'm someone who's always in my head, so I don't even know. Yeah.
Even down to, like, when I'm making dinner, I'm like, maybe I should have cut these peppers a little differently next time. But no, I mean, I think everyone played well. I was really happy about Cam Young, kind of how he played. Unfortunately, your man's Adam Scott.
I mean, he still finished under par, but he didn't quite do it this year.
No.
But, he's still playing great golf.
Yeah, he is.
There's still a chance he could win some tournament this year or multiple for sure. And we mentioned that Xander got in the top 10. Max Homa placed in the top 10, which is amazing because he hasn't been doing that great for the past year or so. So it was good to see him back on top of the leaderboard. They showed a little coverage of him on the last round. But yeah, it was nice to see. And Colin did well. He got like 7 birdies.
He did.
Out of the last 9 holes, and he's been playing with a back injury, and you could see it when he swung, like there was hesitation there. And he said that he was playing well, but again, going back to the mental thing, he's being extra cautious because he doesn't want to swing and re-injure the back, which again, I can attest to that too, because when I was going through my back stuff, like I would not swing the right way or swing differently because I didn't want to re-injure my back. So I completely understand that, but it was great to see Colin do well despite the injuries, and hopefully he's on a better path. Did you have any other favorite moments from the weekend?
I'll tell you what, the Sergio really just having a temper tantrum. It shocked me at first, and then I kind of laughed at him. And then I was like, And then it was like the next hole, like he wound up carrying his clubs or someone else. Like it was
he carried John Rahm's clubs because John Rahm's caddy was raking out a bunker. So he just picked up Rahm's clubs and started walking. And then John Rahm carried his own clubs because his caddy was still raking the bunker. So I think they
There
were just
there
yeah.
were a lot of bunker shots this weekend.
Yeah. A lot on 18.
Yes. So I how that, if whatever landscape, kind of plays into that,
Mhm.
or if it was the wind that day. But no, I mean, I thought it was just really, really good golf. I feel like anytime I like walked away from the TV for a little bit, I came back and I was like, wait, what did I just miss? How did this person just move up 2 shots or,
Mhm.
whatever? So it was good. I ate a lot of egg salad, pimento cheese,
I didn't get
and
to make those, ice cream sandwiches that you sent to me
ugh, maybe we'll
because I
do
was
them when
just
you're in Charlotte.
ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah,
Mhm.
and we had to start thinking about what we're gonna wear and bring to Quail Hollow
Yep.
in a few weeks. But yeah, to your point, great weekend of golf. I was dialed in. I basically had my TV on for the whole weekend
Yeah.
for the coverage, and the coverage was good this year between
It was.
ESPN, Prime, Paramount. It was really good, and there's a lot of different ways to watch. But yeah, well, the lottery opens up in
Yeah.
another few weeks, so we'll try again, and
Yes.
maybe we'll get tickets
We'll see,
next
hopefully.
year. But
What is this gonna be, like, year 9 entering the lottery?
no,
At
it's like
least?
year 15 or
Yeah.
16 for me.
Oh my
But
god. Yeah, no,
but
you're
on the
right.
yeah
I
yeah,
guess
it's
yeah, it has been.
it's been many years.
Yeah. Yikes. Maybe one day.
You know which ticket lottery I did win though? LA 28. I have a
Oh my
time slot,
gosh!
yeah, for this week, but I've heard mixed things about the cost for, like, gymnastics, like, all the big sports,
Yeah. So
but I
I
think
I was actually at a wedding this weekend and I was talking to a couple who also got the lottery and their time slot was on Friday.
yeah,
It was like right before the rehearsal, so they were late to the rehearsal, which
priorities.
priorities understandable. But yeah, they were saying like the top ones were super hard to get into still
Mhm,
and
yeah.
obviously the most expensive. But they were asking Chad about like should they go to the golf one
But yeah, it's
because
at
I
Riv.
it's
I'm
at
going up to the
Riv
golf one.
and
Yeah,
Chad was like, "Yes, if they're playing
duh.
absolutely go."
Yeah,
So yeah, it'll be interesting. When is your time slot?
on Friday morning. So I'll let you know. So you get to
Yeah.
purchase 12 tickets, and it could be, like, spread across different events. So
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna go for golf, tennis, and indoor volleyball because I love those
Yeah.
sports too, and if the tickets are cheaper and available, like,
Might as
whatever.
well.
Like, I'll go
Yeah.
to Riviera, twist my arm.
Right. Let me go walk around the Riv for a full day. Okay?
Yeah, and just to be part of the Olympics, like,
Yeah.
that's a
It's gonna
bucket
be
list item that I
incredible.
yeah, although going to LA, I don't even okay. We'll talk
Yeah,
about
that's
it when I get the tickets and 28 comes, but we'll
mhm.
figure out how to navigate Los Angeles. I'll keep you all posted on
Yes.
what LA 28 tickets that I get, if any. So we mentioned it already this weekend, after all of the Masters hype, headed to Hilton Head, the RBC.
Mhm.
We have been
We
to the
have
RBC, the iconic lighthouse in the background, but
mhm.
you said they're switching sponsors, like, next year?
Yes. I think so. I think this is the last year it's gonna be RBC.
RBC. Interesting.
I don't remember who it's gonna be. We
Yeah.
can report back on that next week. But yeah, allegedly I think this is gonna be the last year. But I mean, I like the RBC. I think Hilton Head is just a very fun family
Chill. Yeah.
environment. So like the players can go with their kids and they can have a house on the beach and all
Mhm.
of that. I feel like the swag is fun, but the plaid
Oh, yeah.
kind
I
of
can't
throws me for a loop.
the red plaid.
The red plaid in April
Mm.
um is just kind of like meh, but I also
Yeah.
don't if it's right after the Masters. So it's like, okay, well,
I think red plaid is hard on anyone,
correct.
but I mean, it's obviously it's their I wonder if they'll keep that tradition too,
Yeah.
and when they switch the, sponsors. I guess we'll see next year.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great tradition,
it is.
hard for everyone to wear red
Mhm.
plaid, but like you said, Hilton Head it's just a great, like, nice, calm area to be in,
Yeah,
family friendly. The course is easy to walk. It's
it
all
is.
flat. And then when you get to the 18th hole along the water, you see all the
Mhm.
boats and everything,
It's really pretty.
coming in. Yeah, it's a good time. The in and out is a little tough
It is.
coming on and off the island.
I feel
if you've gone, you make it work.
Well, correct. Like, I feel like if you're going, just stay on Hilton Head. And I feel like even since we went, they've gotten a lot better with shuttles and things like that. So since parking is very limited on site.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited. It should be a really good tournament.
Yeah, we'll see who commits after this week. But we mentioned that Scotty's playing. I'm sure there will be some others, especially the ones who still need to get points.
Yeah.
And it's a signature event, so they have, not that they have no choice, but it would benefit them to play. The LPGA is back this week, the JM Eagle at El Caballero in Los Angeles, and it's the last tournament before the first major of the year, which is the Chevron Championship. There are 5 majors in LPGA, so the women are back. It'll probably be a stack field. I actually thought about going to that this year too, but again, just going to LA, and I'm going to Riv for the Women's US Open in June. So we'll just save
so fun.
my LA adventures for Riviera.
Yes.
And the new season of Full Swing premieres later this week. Some of the previews I saw, Tommy will talk about, all of the you haven't won yet. So there'll be that storyline. JJ Spawn is in this season. I think Cam Young is also in this season. And then they're going to talk about the Ryder Cup and all of the debauchery that happened at Bethpage, which we haven't talked too much. I mean, I feel like it's been talked about a lot, but
no, because
Bethpage
it was rough.
Kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very similar to the Waste Management, I feel, if not worse, because you're in Long Island.
Yeah. Well, I think what made it worse is just all of the things said to the players and the players' wives and all of it just went beyond anything that anyone could imagine. So not a good look for the Americans.
Shocking.
And New York, but yeah. But we'll get a little bit of behind the scenes on that. And actually, Kira, I don't know. So we talked about Under the Umbrellas, Kira's Masters series that she did on YouTube this week. And she actually, one of her last interviews was with Luke and Diane Donald. So I wonder if, I'll have to go and watch it, but I wonder if they talk about it on that episode of Under the Umbrellas. So I'll have to check that out this week. And then looking ahead to the next majors, we still have chances at a Grand Slam. Scotty, we've talked about it before, but he has a chance to win his Grand Slam at the US Open. And Jordan Spieth, one can only hope at the PGA Championship this year. And Jordan's been on the upswing. He's on a good trajectory. So I think there's a chance. I think it's at Aronimink this year, or that could be the US Open. Maybe it's the PGA. I'm not sure, but one of them is at Aronimink. So
perfect.
Hopefully they do it. But
yeah,
this past week was just it's the greatest week in golf.
It is.
So that's all you can say.
And it's the greatest week in golf, and it is the second most unproductive week in the office following the March Madness.
Yeah, back-to-back weeks. That's just diabolical for corporate America.
Brutal. So everyone get back to work. Yeah. Get your stuff done.
Remember to enter the lottery. Actually, don't enter the lottery.
Don't. Nobody.
Don't do it.
You guys
You're never going to win. Don't. Yeah. No. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed Masters Week as much as we did. And we'll be back next week to talk more golf. So have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.